So let me get this straight. Rich Homie Quan got mentioned in Young Thug case, and now he dead? Okay, got it.
You got knocked the out, man!
What's going on, y'all? What it is? So let's go ahead and slide on this heartbreaking story. So if you haven't heard the news by now, Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan passed away in the wee hours of the morning on yesterday, and they're alleging that he OD'd. Now, Quan has been on record stating that he had issues with addiction, with popping mollies and things of that nature. And so it's not above the realm of possibility that this could be the cause of his untimely passing. Now, you have a lot of people on the other side of the fence on this. They're like, hold on, full stop. Let's talk about this YSL trial, because it's well known that Quan had a hell of a run back in 2010 to 2013, but all of a sudden, Quan and Young Thug fell out. Now, a lot of fans were taken aback by this because Quan and Young Thug made marvelous music together, right? And Quan, like I said, he had some dope music, dope tracks by himself. But anyway, you know, as it pertains to YSL being indicted, Quan's name was all throughout the paperwork. And it also hit the circuits that Rich Homie Quan's name was all over some paperwork as it pertains to snitching on YSL. And allegedly, Quan was supposed to testify as it pertains to the RICO case against Young Thug. Now, just a few days back, Rich Homie Quan's name came up in court, and there was an awkward moment where YSL Woody asked Young Thug, did he have a problem with Rich Homie Quan? And Young Thug shook his head no and laughed, and also Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, also laughed at the question.
I have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of If Gang to his apartment.
So did you have an issue with Rich Homie?
I'm asking you for what you told the police.
So again, this was just a few days ago where Rich Homie Quan's name was mentioned throughout the YSL trial. And so we can't forget also that YSL Woody admitted that him and an accomplice were responsible for spraying up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop on Bankhead Highway. And as a result of that barbaric act, Rich Homie Quan's father got hit up several times, and it took him a while to recover. He almost lost his life. Now, I want you guys to check out Woody admitting to this heinous crime in court, and also I'm gonna follow that up with Quan basically saying that Woody was stretching the truth.
Young, you said nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan Daddy Barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich Homie Quan, but I'm gonna ride with my brother.
What do you feel about his statements being said about him basically shooting up your dad's barbershop?
What is a liar? The barbershop did get shot up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much to it, but it wasn't like he has over exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got shot up, it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. And so let me go deeper into further context. So basically they're saying that there was an issue between this guy named Threat and Rich Homie Quan. Now Threat is a part of YSL, I guess. And so basically somebody went and sprayed up a game room where Threat was hanging out and chilling. And the fact that YSL Woody and his accomplice went to Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop and sprayed that up was a retaliation based off of the theory that Rich Homie Quan and his people had something to do with the attack on Threat. Now, as far as it pertains to Quan snitching on YSL and that there's alleged paperwork, they're saying that Quan basically snitched and said that YSL has something to do with the deletion of a guy that they were beefing with called Nut. Now, what I want to do right here is play you guys a series of clips. I'm going to start off with the audio from the 911 call that was made by Rich Homie Quan's girlfriend. A lot of people are giving her a lot of flack for not knowing certain things or whatever the case may be. And also a lot of people are getting on the operator for acting nonchalant. And so I'm gonna follow that up with another 911 operator where she explains how they're actually trained to do their jobs. And then there are gonna be more clips to follow talking about this whole situation with the unfortunate passing of Rich Homie Quan.
Let's stay on the line with you, okay?
Okay.
Amber 911 operator 7214. What is the location of your emergency? All right, you need police, fire, or ambulance?
I need an ambulance.
Tell me exactly what happened.
My boyfriend, he's been asleep on the couch since this morning. Well, he never came to bed last night. Sleep on the couch. I left him on the couch before I took my son to school this morning, put a blanket over him. And now I just checked on him again because he never got up. I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing.
And you said, hold on, you said on the couch, and what happened?
I said I put a cover over him because it gets a little cool. He's in the living room. And now I just checked on him because I see he never got up. And I don't see him breathing. I don't feel a heartbeat or anything. And I turned him over. I see he kind of foamed at the mouth.
I'm sorry, are you saying he's not breathing? Is that correct? I'm not hearing you.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Is there a what?
If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Okay.
I need to know about how old he is.
He's 34.
Okay, are you right by him now?
Yes.
Okay, please put your phone on speaker so your hands are free to help.
Can I add his dad to the call? He's trying to call me back because I called him first before I called you.
Okay, so we need to help your boyfriend now. Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove anything under his head.
He is not waking up. Quick.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you got to get him to the floor. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove anything under his head.
Flat on his back on the floor?
Yes, ma'am.
Help me.
What's Drake?
He's not here.
Yeah,
were you able to get him to the floor?
Yes, his heart not beating or anything.
So I heard that call from Rich Homie Quan girlfriend when she called 911 for him. And shoot, I got mad too. But the thing is, y'all, why does lady at my job act like that? But she work on the fire side. I don't know if she just slow or can't hear. But she be doing that mess. But anyways, it is different though when you got on the headset in a live call rather than hearing the playback on social media. It sounds clearer, it sounds louder. That ain't how it always be when you on a live call, especially like when people crying or they upset. You can't always understand them clearly or hear them clearly. But our job is to try to get the information that we need as quickly as we can so we can get help over there as quick as we can. And also asking questions or all those questions does not stop us from sending the police or an ambulance. We just updating. The more information that you give, we updating because it's for your safety and for the police's safety before they get over there. They need to know what they walking into. And so it's important to ask. We not asking what the fees. Do y'all see that? The questions that we're asking is for a reason. Also, the nonchalantness on the call of we are trained, dispatchers, operators are trained to be calm under pressure. You cannot be on the phone, oh my God. No, we supposed to be chill, not chill, but we got to be calm too. It's still an urgency, but I can't be hype as you. Why would I be hype as you on the phone? And it's my job to get you help. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a part of the professionalism. I remember this dude gonna tell me one day, he was like, his girlfriend was breaking out his car window. He gonna say, you act like you don't care, like you on her side. I'm like, dude, I can't be I'm trying to get you help. I can't be like, oh my gosh, she must see your car windows. Hurry up and get up. No, it's not a part of my job description. I got to be cool. But once we get off the call, sometimes we have crazy calls and stuff like that. Yes, we can get off the call, decompress, walk outside. So many people y'all don't need to be knowing, be crying, be hurt, stomach messed up. We hear all type of stuff all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? So no, you're not gonna be doing that on the phone, but you don't know how that take a toll on people when they be getting off them calls, right? So just a little grace and a little insight, a little knowledge. But yeah, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Man, his music, it just take you back to an era just of good times. So rest in peace.
So I just found out Rich Homie Quan just died. Damn, that's my condolences to his family, but that's younger than me. They're always younger than me. actually. According to sources, he was 34. His youngest. They haven't released the cause of death, but whatever it was, he was still too young to die. He was too young to die. I just hope that it had nothing to do with this Young Thug trial and nobody involved in it. I hope that these two are unrelated. And if they are related, it wasn't worth it.
This is my theory, and it's alleged, but I feel like that boy may have committed because, like you said, very stressful. He's being named in the star witness, and I look at the trial every day. And YSL Woody, they asked him, the prosecution or the lawyer, whoever was cross-examining him, asked him. So he yelled across the courtroom like, "Thug, did you have a problem with Rich Homie Quan?" Like,
and what Thug do?
Start laughing.
Wow.
It's all over the internet. Yeah, it's all over the internet. But you know, people had kind of X'd him out too. And then Thug started just, getting bigger and bigger. So he had kind of been getting X'd out. And then they shot up his father's barbershop. And that's what really made him want to stop. He really, like you said, he had a father in his life. He really wasn't about that street life like that, He was a well-raised little young man. So once he saw, like, how these, dirty in the street, he's like, nah, this ain't for me. But then they also crossed him out too when he did that little that zesty dance.
And the streets is talking. They already done shut up his father's barbershop. So he thinking, damn, if all I wanted to do was distance myself from these dudes and they up barbershops, they forcing me to be a star witness. He didn't ask to go up there and say, hey, I'll volunteer some information. No, they put him to the said, look, if you don't go up here and snitch, we gonna throw you in. They probably threaten him with all types of stuff. Why would they do that to this young man?
That's a lose-lose situation, but again, it all goes back to this trial. This trial is designed to drain Young Thug out of all his money, because where you see, if he was in L.A. or New York, anywhere else, he would have been out of jail, even if it was just on a bond, much less the case just being done and over with. All that money he got one of the best lawyers in Atlanta, so it ain't no reason for him to still be sick.
The Rich homies are shaking, and this is a devastating story with a lot of moving parts. So Rich Homie Quan lost his life earlier this morning, and he was 34 years old. There's a lot to this story. Let's talk about it. So one thing about me, I tend to gather information over years. Even if I don't report on it, I still get the in-depth of a situation behind the scenes and just kind of hold the information for a later date. About 2022, I watched a DJ Academics interview with Rich Homie Quan. In this interview, he spoke about the situation between him and Thug. So let me give you like a brief synopsis. What had happened was there was some kind of unaliving, something like that, some kind of crime. And allegedly, Thug and the rest of them, Gunna and them at the time, they were under the impression that Rich Homie Quan snitched. He went on this interview and said, I never snitched, I never did nothing, they can't find the paperwork, whatever. He just was like, I didn't do this. So it was a big blowout between them, and he was having a hard time getting his career back because that wave of Thug and Gunna and all them without Rich Homie Quan, that was the true glow up. You feel me? The years where they did Hot with Travis Scott. Rich Homie Quan wasn't a part of none of that. So it's like the big, huge wave of Thug he missed. He was in the beginning of it with his own wave at the time of the Rich Homies and the Migos and early Jacquees. If you know, you know. So he missed that time, and he was sad in the interview, saying that he felt a bit betrayed by Weezy Outta Here. Weezy Outta Here, the producer, because that was originally his producer, and then he fully started going with Thug and then fully started working with them, and nobody was really working with him. So like I said, that was a part of his comeback. He's dropped songs that I like while trying to do his comeback, like Gamble. This song called Gamble, that's on my workout playlist. But ironically, he had dropped a song called 34. So for him to lose his life at 34, a lot of the numerology spiritual people are like, something's going on. Something bigger is going on, and y'all got to really watch the numbers and the things that we manifest, because 34, why that number? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But the way that he lost his life, they are saying it is through a overdose. Now, the publications have confirmed it was a and the real confirmation for me was Lil Boosie. Boosie is knee deep in Atlanta. Like, he's there, so he knows if something happens. And he said specifically, like, I just got the word Rich Homie Quan OD'd. So with that, I'm like, okay, Boosie wouldn't be making that up. We just don't know what type of OD. Some of the publications are saying lean. Some of the publications are saying pills. You know, I've told y'all time and time again, this ain't the era. This is not the era to be doing no drugs. Okay? This is not the 70s where it was blue magic and the powder was clean. Okay? This is not the early 2000s when Irv Gotti and Boosie and them used to be off of an X pill. They have cut and laced everything. And I heard, shout out to Lucas J on YouTube, they saying they cutting y'all vapes now. They cutting y'all vapes with the Fetty. And I'm like, everybody gonna pass away playing too much. Get off that stuff for that stuff get y'all. Now, the buzz of what a lot of people are talking about is YSL Woody. Probably like a few weeks ago, YSL Woody talked about a that happened to Rich Homie Quan's dad. Let me bring you all the way back. This is Rich Homie Quan's daddy, and he's been a barber in Atlanta for like 25 years. So that's somebody that knows the industry. First of all, a barber chair is an outlet to the black community in general, and one that's successful in Atlanta. Oh, you done cut everybody's hair, and you've exposed Quan to the whole entire music industry probably his whole life. He did this lie detector test with his father, and he specifically said, like, yeah, you was a good dad, a great dad. So I'm like, okay, you were there his whole life. You know, you were there, supportive of his music. They talked about his singles and his album, and he has a supportive dad. Well, the dad had ended up getting shot. Somebody came in, shot the dad inside the barbershop, or shot the barbershop, and the dad was in ICU for like 72 days. People do not usually make it. People do not usually make it in ICU, the average, after 10 days. So 72 days was crazy. He was fighting for his life, and he lived. And he lived to see his son live and continue on. This was an interview where after YSL Woody brought up Rich Homie Quan's dad's shop, and he said, yeah, I been knew about that. But then he was like, Woody on that stuff, he kind of lying. So I said, that's interesting. But when it all came out, he had posted this. I been knew about that, ain't nothing new. But you know how the streets is. He's got to come out and say, Woody tripping, Woody lying, I don't know what Woody talking about. And they usually handle it behind the scenes. That's why Thug is in jail now. All that handling it behind the scenes. So now, people are looking at Thug, they're looking at Woody, they're looking at everybody. But if it's a was he served something bad on purpose? We don't know. I gotta be unbiased. I have no idea. This could have just been the wrong lean can, because they said he passed away from a heart attack. These prescription drugs, they are used to heal. They're used to do certain things to your body when other parts of your body is not kicking in. So if you're taking lean and you're taking certain pills and you're not sick, the parts of your body that need rejuvenating might go too hard. And your hearts are exploding. People are passing away. Juice WRLD. Rich Homie Monte did an interview a year ago speaking about the thing and how he was on the phone with Rich Homie Quan's dad when this happened. He's the one that had to tell him that he got. So there's some real Atlanta, deep Atlanta stuff going on. When I asked the Atlanta streets, nobody knew too much. Like I said, they handled things behind the scenes real bad. Erica Banks came out, thought she was married, came out looking like very much, they done took my man done passed away. Now, I'm not trying to infer that, but I'm like, you know what? That would have been a good look for these two to do a song. I say that to say Rich Homie Quan was about to come back. I really do think he was about to come back. This is a sad loss of life. This was unnecessary. He leaves behind, to my knowledge right now, 3 children, and he's the same age as me. Like, we done lived on earth the same amount of years. That to me is, because I'm like, I ain't going no time soon. I don't plan on it. I got a lot of life to live, a lot of fame to get. And so did he. There's a whole career rejuvenation that he could have did, still could have been happening. So I pray for Rich Homie Quan. I pray for the Rich Homies. And I especially pray for his dad.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and social media is firing on all cylinders in regards to what they think may have happened to Rich Homie Quan. Some people are saying that Quan could have done this to himself because he didn't want to go to trial and be seen as a snitch for the rest of his life within the hip hop community. A lot of people are saying that somebody got to Quan based off of his addiction. They knew what Quan wanted. They knew what Quan liked to take. And basically they sent somebody to him. They gave him something that was tainted and laced. A lot of people are saying that his baby mama has something to do with that. I'm not going to jump out the window and say that. They are also questioning the 911 call. And why did she call Rich Homie Quan's father before she called 911? And who was the guy that actually walked in while she was on the phone with 911? So listen, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And I'm not saying that YSL had anything to do with Rich Homie Quan's passing. But what I will say is that they shouldn't be ruled out here, because this man definitely had issues with them. Anytime they go and spray up your pops, that's an issue. So you can't rule them out completely. But anyway, I'm going to draw the line right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.